Hello everybody, Walters954 here, coming at you with the new Winter 20 What's New. So, not everything that's new for Winter 20, but some of the highlights from Winter 20. I'm going to be running through this Trailhead module with you all and going over some thoughts and some of the really cool features. So, let's jump into it. We have, first up, some new customizations around account teams. And for those of us that use account teams in our orgs, we knew in the past that it was really frustrating to use this because there were a lot of limitations around it. So now we actually get automations. Really, the super powerful things around here is the automations around account teams. We can use them in flows and process builders and things like that. And some additional fields that we can add to it. So that's super cool. Let me jump into it here, and we can see when we're adding an account team member, it is all the same, but in the picture that we have here, it actually shows that we can somehow configure some custom fields to be in that account team adder. I'm still looking in configuration for that, but that's something that's super interesting. Also, when you edit one of the account team members, here's the custom field, so you can have this be maybe that's a long time, but the start and end date for somebody who's on this specific account. So maybe you roll off your team every year or so. Super cool there. You get some new actions with the related list, so you can go on to, let's just go in the setup and show you all some of that here. So now you can add buttons, and it basically is its own separate object. Oh, it was at the top. It's its own separate object, so you can add new buttons in here, custom fields, and some really cool automations and triggers that you can run off of that. Here's an example for workflows. And then here it is on the process builder. So really awesome. Expect some videos coming around that in the future. This is some really interesting stuff in the past that I've had to do with account teams to make them work properly with automations and triggers and things like that. So really excited about this. So at the end of this, stick around to the end. I think I know where we can edit that layout for the account team. So stick around to the end and we'll see if we can get that done. Another neat new feature is the team member access. So really quickly, if you hit the drop down, go to team member access, at a glance you can tell what access your team members have. And since I'm a system admin, I have full access to everything. But if you had different teams, for maybe they had, I don't know, read access to the opportunity, and I like saying read, but read access to the case, then it would show up in this new section in here. So that's super cool. One thing, this shows the maximum amount of, I would say, visibility that you have. So it's not going to show for lower ones. If you only have read access to lower ones, then it's not going to show that. More customization on these pseudo objects is coming up here. So for opportunity contact roles, you now have better reporting, better tracking. Pretty sure it already had custom fields, but it allows you to basically, do some more. It basically turns it into a normal object, where before it was like this pseudo junction object that you didn't have access to it. So you can create custom fields on it, edit, well, you could already edit the roles, but do things like that. So if we're looking in here really quickly, same thing, we're going to go to opportunity contact roles. And if you're in your orgs and you're like, oh, well, I'm not seeing these objects, where are they? You have to turn them on in the settings. So for account teams, pretty sure you just type in account teams and you have to enable it. So account teams there. Mine's going to be a little bit different, but you would go ahead and hit enable account teams, and then opportunity contact roles. Might be an opportunity settings. Let me see. These are the roles themselves. Opportunity teams. There's a specific setting to turn on context roles on opportunities. It may not be showing up because I already have it on. To the overall of what we're going over here is that we've got custom fields that we can add, different values that we can add, and it basically turns it into a normal related object, which is really nice. And once again, you have triggers and things like that that you can use to pop off some processes. Next up, we have signatures in email templates. So if your user has a specific email signature that they're using, they have set up. If you didn't know, you can set that up by clicking on your little icon, going into settings, and I'm pretty sure it's email settings, and I don't want to change that. It's email settings, my email settings, and you'll have your email signature in here. So when you're creating an email, I think I have it on opportunity already. You can see that this signature drops in by default. But now what they've changed is that this signature that I have is a new, you can use as a merge field. So using this specific value in here, we can pop in our signature. So you may be thinking, well, my signature is already here. Why? How does that help me? Well, this is mainly for templates that I've seen. So this is one template that I have here. I'm going to insert it, and we can see that it has this signature stuff at the merge field at the bottom. We can add this into any of our email templates so that they actually work. One thing of note here is that it does not, from my testing, work in classic email templates, which this is a classic one. But if I go to a Lightning email template, and I can preview it, it's going to show up in here. And just the difference between that is that the Lightning email templates are an actual object itself. I guess it's called just email templates now. So these are the email templates that I've gotten this to work using the curly braces. I know if I use the classic email templates, this did not show up when I did the preview, or at least the preview didn't work. I didn't send anything out to myself. So that's something to test out and keep in mind. Approval process limit has been increased. So now it's gone up to 1,000 active and 2,000 total. So just keep that in mind. If you were hitting those approval process limits, you may have already contacted Salesforce and gotten a bump. But for those of you that may have been close, this is really helpful and nice to see that they're just rolling these things out without us having to ask for it or putting the ticket straight to Salesforce. Checking a field reference for reports and where they're used. So this is super useful for doing data cleanup, report cleanups, changing fields. So this is on an actual field, and I think I have some custom ones on the opportunity. If we go to any custom field, I think we can use it on, I think we can do it on any field, period. But there's this where is this used button. So it's finally out of beta. I think it was out of beta a couple of releases ago, but you can click on this and this will show you this will show you a lot of, I don't want to say every location that the field is used, but it'll show you lots of different references of where the field is used. So what they've added recently is it shows you on reports where they're being used. And this is super useful if you're cleaning up reports, cleaning up fields, and you're doing changes to those specific fields. You can see which reports are going to be affected. So you're not, rifling through your hundreds of reports that one person uses. You can use this checker to find out where that field reference is. So super helpful, super useful. If you've been around long enough and done some cleanup, you know that this was a big issue on the reporting side of things, trying to track down all of those fields. So really neat addition to that. There are some caveats to this, and let me see if we can find, here it is. So references to a report filter, grouping, or custom report summary do not appear. So just kind of keep that in mind. It does show it if it's in the columns of the report, but it doesn't show up. That's why I said it doesn't show up everywhere. Hopefully in the future they're gonna be rolling out some new items in there. All right, so my first guess on how to customize the add account team members fields in here was wrong, but I enlisted help from the Salesforce Exchange Discord, and got some really, well, not some really smart guy, the smart guy, Mr. Mex, or Michael Hollowell, for those that don't know his real name, to help me figure this out. So big shout out to him. If you aren't in the Salesforce Exchange Discord, please do check it out. Link down below on how to join. So he said that it is in the account page, account team layout, and there is an edit multi-lined layout. Here we go. And then we can add those fields on there. Let's hit save. And now when we go to our record, let's go to the account page and view that, it should pop up. So there was a little bit of a break in here because I failed the initial attempt, but here we go. Awesome, dude. So thank you so much, Michael. And the Discord, I love you guys, everybody that's in there. And then for everybody else, thank you so much for watching. If you like this content and want to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe. If you have an idea for a video, please leave a comment down below. And if you just need help with something in general, just let me know how I can improve. I'm Walters954, and remember, I believe in you.